You've been taught to give everything away on a silver platter, and that might be the reason you're losing the game before it even starts. Most men approach relationships as if they're negotiating with a medieval princess, offering comfort, attention, favors, even respect, without knowing if she deserves it. And here's the uncomfortable truth. The easier you give yourself away, the less value you have. Real women don't fall for ease. They connect with challenge, with masculine presence, with a posture that shows self-worth. The problem is, when you don't demand anything, you discover nothing. You don't know if she has character, commitment, or if she's just passing through. And you know what's worse? She doesn't know either. Because deep down, even she wants to work for something that's worth it. The reality is that today's men are dying inside trying to be everything to a woman, while forgetting to be something for themselves. And that's where the key to self-confidence and intelligent seduction lies. You're only valuable when you act like you are. If you want respect, stop begging for attention. If you want a real partner, start testing how much she's willing to invest. This video will show you step by step how to flip the script with psychology, clarity, and most importantly, masculine discipline. Because when you change how you position yourself, everything else changes too. There are a lot of frustrated men out there saying that women only want to take advantage, but what few understand is that this happens when a man gives everything away without criteria, without positioning. Dr. Orion hits the nail on the head when he says, "All men pay, but the more she likes you, the bigger the discount." This phrase sums up the invisible dynamic between masculine attraction and behavior in relationships. When a man practices masculine confidence and a stoic mindset, he naturally filters out who's really there. The woman who truly values you will show a willingness to contribute, care, and add value. This is pure psychology, based on the balance between giving and receiving. A simple example: start by asking for small favors, maybe an outfit suggestion for an event, or asking her to bring something next time you meet. Pay attention to how she reacts. If she collaborates with ease, that's a good sign. The secret is understanding that personal development isn't just about waking up at 5 a.m. and hitting the gym. It's about emotional discipline, about setting your own value and not avoiding the real dynamics of intelligent seduction. When a man positions himself firmly, without arrogance, and shows self-confidence, he creates a magnetic field. Masculine attraction strengthens when there are criteria, not when everything is given effortlessly. And this has nothing to do with games. It's about balanced exchanges. When you set this standard from the start, you attract women who genuinely want to build something. Slowly, the game changes. You stop chasing validation and start being validated. But why does this standard seem so rare nowadays? If we stop and think about it calmly, we'll realize that a woman by nature carries a deep, nurturing instinct. This is not a guess, it's pure evolution. For thousands of years, while men went out hunting or protecting the group, women were the emotional center of the tribe. They cared for children, the wounded, and the household environment. And this shaped not only biology, but also female psychology. Today, in the modern world, this instinct hasn't disappeared. It's just displaced. And when this nurturing impulse has nowhere to go, it can turn into anxiety, neediness, and even destructive behaviors. Men who understand this use it to their advantage. They give her space to express this side, which deepens the connection and strengthens the bond. This is intelligent seduction in action, based on the psychology of seduction. It's interesting to note that in the absence of a clear role, many women feel lost, not due to weakness, but because of an unmet evolutionary need. When a firm man who practices self-improvement and has clarity about his masculinity provides structure and direction, he doesn't suppress. He organizes the chaos. It's like giving purpose to energy that, left untamed, becomes confusion. That's why creating a space where she can care, participate, and contribute activates her most feminine qualities. This doesn't mean she needs to be your mother, of course, but it can mean helping with something you're building, listening to you after a tough day, or even getting involved in your routine. When this happens, the relationship stops being a battle of egos and becomes a real partnership. But what happens when that nurturing side is repressed? How does the dynamic change? Today, everything is a bit muddled. The current culture has painted a picture where the man must be the ultimate provider, the solver of everything, while the woman is placed as the star of the show, And that sounds nice until both feel miserably frustrated. Dr. Orion calls attention to this. By putting the woman on a pedestal and forgetting that she also needs to invest in the relationship, the man enters a cycle of emotional exhaustion. He gives, 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 and receives nothing in return but unrealistic expectations. This drains masculine confidence and destroys any sense of balance. And the worst part? The man feels that, even though he's doing everything right, he's still not enough. Seen this movie before? It's that guy who pays for everything, goes out of his way to please, but never feels truly desired. This imbalance is not only unfair, it's unsustainable, because the woman also suffers from it. She feels she has no space to care, to be useful, to build together. And when her role is reduced to just receiving, she emotionally disconnects. The truth is, the feminine nature doesn't want a pedestal. She wants belonging, involvement, depth. A man with a stoic mindset understands this. He doesn't live to impress, but to build. And part of building is allowing the woman to participate when she feels like she has an active place, that her presence is needed. The relationship gains soul. Now, if this invitation doesn't happen early on, what do you think she'll believe you expect from her? Relationships aren't Russian roulette. From the start, a man who has self-confidence and clarity about what he wants begins testing subtly how much she's willing to invest. This isn't manipulation, it's emotional intelligence. It's like a job interview. No one hires someone just for their smile. You need to see if the person has the posture, will, and alignment with what you're building. In practice, this can be simple. Asking her to help with something small, like organizing an idea, accompanying you on a task, or giving an opinion on something important. How she reacts speaks volumes. Women who have a mature mindset, who value a man of value, see this as natural. They don't shy away from effort. They're excited by the opportunity to show they can add value. This type of approach from the beginning filters, without words, who's just passing through and who has potential to be a partner. The truth is, female body language in these moments speaks far more than she even realizes, and the attentive, disciplined man who practices self-improvement picks up on these signs. He doesn't just listen to what she says, he watches what she does. And this reading is crucial to avoid emotional traps later on. When you invite her from early on to join the game of mutual building, the relationship stops being a favor exchange and becomes something with purpose. But what if she rejects from the start? What does this tell you about what she really wants? There's a massive difference between a woman who's present and one who's committed. The one who's present might say all the right things, but the committed one shows it in practice. She gets involved, contributes, makes herself necessary. And this isn't just about helping with small tasks. It's about emotional availability, real presence. A man who understands the psychology of seduction knows that this contribution is one of the strongest signs of masculine attraction and genuine desire. When she offers to make your life easier, even in subtle ways, she's saying without words, "I believe in you." That's where masculine confidence comes in. The man needs the courage to ask, to show vulnerability, without fear of seeming weak. Because true strength lies in knowing how to involve the other, not in doing everything alone. And here's more. When the woman enters this process of contribution, she also protects herself. Because the more she invests emotionally, the harder it becomes to just walk away. Her involvement takes root. It's like each small action is an anchor that binds her more to the relationship. That's why Dr. Orion insists, ask from the very beginning. Don't wait months to find out if she's willing to share the burden or if she just wants to harvest the rewards. Test it with simple things like asking her opinion on something you value, inviting her to help on a project, or even involving her in medium-term plans. Her response will tell you everything. But here's the question. If you never ask, how will you know if she would have stayed? If there's one thing you need to take away from this, it's this. You teach others how you want to be treated. And if you give everything away for free, you'll be treated as disposable. True masculinity doesn't lie in providing without limits. It lies in demanding reciprocity with wisdom. So now I ask you, will you keep playing on autopilot, hoping for recognition from those who give you nothing? Or will you start filtering out who truly deserves to be a part of your life? Your masculine confidence needs to be cultivated, and it starts with clear actions. well-defined boundaries, and a stoic mindset. You don't need to beg to be loved. You need to be selective to be respected. So tell me, will you start asking more, observing more, and investing less where there's no return? Will you test from the very start who's truly willing to build something with you? Or will you keep stuck in that cycle of disappointments that only drain your energy, your male mental health, and your self-confidence? The choice is yours. But if you want to keep learning how to master the art of intelligent seduction, assertive body language, and psychology in relationships, then go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Here, we talk about personal development with clarity, depth, and no fluff. And the next video could be exactly what changes your love life forever.